I'm very upset about the nuclear weapons situation right now. As I said, we worked at it in the Reagan period, and with Gorbachev, we managed to get agreements that wound up with the nuclear weapons today that exist are about a third of what they were at the height of the Cold War. A nuclear weapon today, it would incinerate the Bay Area, gone. Berlin, gone. Moscow, gone. Washington, New York, gone. Just bang, they're gone. So I worry about it a lot. And I think we got to get back to the idea of appreciating how dangerous they are.
Do we need a wall?
Yeah, because more Mexicans are leaving than are coming. We need to have a wall to keep them here because we need them. Obviously, we need control of our borders. That I agree with that. The biggest problem we have is Central Americans coming through Mexico. And we need to help Mexico avoid becoming a transit country. But you have to ask yourself, why are they coming? They're coming because of the violence in their own countries. What is the source of the violence? The violence is produced by drug gangs who are after each other. And what do they want? They are struggling to be part of the sale of illegal drugs in the United States. That's where all the money comes from. So if we want to get control of the immigration problem, let's get control of our drug problem. That's its cause. We had negotiated a U.S.-Canada free trade agreement. We were able to add Mexico under what's now called NAFTA. And it has worked really well. Our imports from Mexico are 40% U.S. content. 40% U.S. content. And Mexico has a considerable amount of exports to other countries, and probably around 40% of those exports are U.S. content. So this is a good deal, and it helps build our neighborhood. On the personal income tax side, I think they should have a redo of the 1986 Tax Act. This was a tax bill. It was originally proposed by President Reagan, and it gradually made its way through the Congress. It wiped out preferences. And then the revenue that was gained from doing that was used to reduce rates. So the process was revenue neutral on the assumption that nothing would happen to the economy. But the economy was caused to move forward on that basis, so more revenue came in as a result of that. And people don't realize you can lower the rates and wipe out the preferences, and that's not a big loss of revenue. On the contrary, you can make it be revenue neutral. And it'll cause the economy to expand, and you'll be better off. In the case of the 1986 Tax Act, the trick in these things is to make them not bipartisan, but nonpartisan. It gradually became clear to everybody this was a good idea. It was introduced in the Senate by Dick Gephardt, who was the Democratic leader. Bill Bradley, a Democrat, had the laboring oar in the Senate. It passed the Senate 97-3. 97-3. In other words, it was nonpartisan. And somebody asked President Reagan if it bothered him that two Democrats introduced this legislation. You know what he said? It passed, didn't it? Those were the good old days.